guys, it's me, Daily. Welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we're going to be talking about my lovely June TBR. Okay, June is here. It's among us. I'm nervous because May went by really fast, and I don't want the summer to go by that fast. Today I've picked out 6 books off of my physical TBR that I would love to get to in the month of June, and then in addition I'll probably draw one title out of my TBR jar just to kind of have some randomization to it. Let's just get into the video. The first book that I do want to read in the month of June is this one called The Baronet's Song. And this is my pastor's book and one day we sat down and started talking about books and what genres we like, and he recommended a whole list of books, and one of those was this one, so he gave me his copy. But yeah, I've already started this one. I'm only on page 40. This one is about a young boy named Gibby who is kind of forced to be an orphan. His father dies. He's kind of left to roam free on his own to discover how life can be lived. And what I've noticed so far about this book is that Gibby is he's thankful for what he has, even though he is an orphan, kind of out on the streets on his own. He never once questions the quality of his life, and that's something that's really amazing in my opinion. If I'm being quite honest, I didn't think I'd like this one, but I am enjoying it, and that's fantastic. There's no one ever really talks about this book. I've never ever heard of George MacDonald before, so that's all I have to say for this one. The next book I'd love to get to this month is Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter. This is one that I started and probably got maybe at least 100 pages into and then stopped reading because I was too busy with school. This is following Liz Boxbaum and her next door neighbor Wes Bennett. They're kind of like neighbor enemies, and they're always getting on each other's nerves. This is taking place during Liz's senior year in high school. So Liz has a crush on this guy named Michael. Liz and Wes start spending more time together as they're trying to make Michael jealous, I suppose. And Liz begins to realize, of course, that she actually enjoys spending time with Wes more than she thought she did. I remember this was such an easy book to read when I was reading it, so I'm so excited to get around to it finally. I'm so excited for it, and I want to read more books by Lynn Painter, especially since they have Joshua Bassett references in them, and I love Joshua Bassett, so. The next book I'd like to read in this month is The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. I was looking at my 26 books to read in 2026, and I realized, I have 3 Matt Haig books on my shelves. I haven't read a single one. I'd really like to see what this is all about, and I've heard this one's a tearjerker. So we're following Nora Seed, and somewhere between life and death there is a library called the Midnight Library, where each book on the shelf is a way that your life could have played out, and you can kind of look into your regrets and your mistakes and ask yourself if you'd change those things. I've heard amazing things about this book, and this one's been on my TBR for many years. And then if I love this one, I can just go on with my other Matt Haig books, which I'm so intrigued by as well. So next up is another romance, but this one's going to be an adult romance, and that is The American Roommate Experiment by Elena Armas. Elena Armas wrote The Spanish Love Deception. Love this book, okay? In my opinion, I maybe was too young to read The Spanish Love Deception when I read it, but I still loved it so much. I gobbled that book up, and I still have all of her other books on my shelves that I've never read, even though I know I'm going to love them because The Spanish Love Deception really set the bar for me on romance novels, and I love that book. This is a companion novel to the first book. We're actually following Catalina's best friend Rosie and Catalina's cousin Lucas. So Rosie's actually an aspiring author, but she's hit a writer's block, and literally her apartment's roof caves in on her, so she has to move somewhere else to get by for a while, and Catalina graciously offers up her apartment. She ends up going there, but Lucas, Catalina's cousin, is already there. Luckily, he still lets her stay. So Lucas actually proposes an outrageous idea to bring back her literary muse and meet her deadline. He'll take her on a series of experimental dates meant to jumpstart her romantic inspiration. But of course, we all know where that's gonna go. They're gonna fall in love! I can't wait. I'm so excited. Anyway, and next I actually have a new release by one of my favorite authors, and that is Make Me a Monster by Kaylin Bayron. I have a Kaylin Bayron shrine back here with all of her books just on their own shelf. Also, love the cover. Her covers never fail, okay? So let's actually read what this is about, because I actually don't have a single clue. Meika is used to death. After all, it's the family business. As a newly certified mortician's assistant at her parents' funeral home, her days are not for the faint of heart. Luckily, her boyfriend Noah isn't squeamish, and Meika is finally feeling ready to say the 3 little words that will change everything. Then tragedy strikes, and Meika's world is torn apart. Nothing makes sense, especially the strange things that start happening. Ravens are circling her home, strangers are following her, someone is leaving mysterious items at her door, and worst of all, the dead don't seem to be staying dead. Meika thought she understood death better than anyone. Turns out the family business is a bit more complicated than it seems, and Meika isn't the only one desperate to unearth their secrets, because the truth may be worth dying for. Words cannot describe how excited I am for this book. The final one that I've chosen for myself is another one by another favorite author of mine, and that is The Man Made of Smoke by Alex North, again on my 26 books to read in 2026. This is the only Alex North book that I own that I haven't read yet. I love his other stuff. Every single time it hits, okay? His books are immaculate. Again, I don't really know what this one's about. I typically go into his books not knowing anything. Dan Garvey's life has been haunted by the crime he witnessed as a child, narrowly escaping an encounter with a notorious serial killer. He has dedicated his life since to profiling criminals eager to seek justice for innocent victims. So when his father dies under suspicious circumstances, Dan revisits the small island community where he grew up, determined to uncover the truth about his death. Is it possible that the monster he remembers from his childhood nightmares has returned after all these years? By turns emotional, introspective, and utterly terrifying, this is a story of a father and son, shadows and secrets, and the fights we all face to escape the trauma of the past. I'm so excited for this one. His latest one before this was The Angel Maker, which I loved. So I just have such high hopes, and oh, I can't wait. I can't wait. So those were the 6 books that I've chosen for myself. We're going to grab one random one out of the TBR jar just to spice it up a little bit. Let's see what we get. I hope it's something fun. Purple. We'll go purple. Okay, here we go. Sometimes it can be so fun and sometimes it can be so intimidating what these things say. A Study in Drowning? I pulled A Study in Drowning, but I believe I sold this book, so oops. Let's do it again. We'll go this purple one. Okay, we're grabbing purples. So I pulled The Grandest Game. This is going to be by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, the author of the Inheritance Game series. That's right here. I was eyeballing this one for the month, so it's kind of cool that I drew it. But it says 7 tickets, an island of dreams, and the chance of a lifetime. We're following 3 different POVs. So it says, welcome to The Grandest Game, a dazzling, life-changing competition run by billionaire Avery Grahams and the 4 infamous Hawthorne brothers. Designed to offer a chance at the fame and riches, this year's game is limited to 7 lucky players. So we're following Lyra, who's haunted by the death of her father, and the mysteries left behind. She claims she's after the multi-million-dollar prize of the game, but it seems like maybe she'll want some answers about the Hawthorne's family involvement in her father's death. Grayson's half-sister Gigi is also a part of this game, and Rowan, who has very few morals, a dangerous and eclectic skill set, and no future unless he wins the game. Swept away to private island life with luxury and puzzles to be solved, Lyra, Gigi, and Rowan must do whatever it takes to best one another, a cast of formidable rivals in a game that only the sharpest minds can conquer. As sparks fly and the brain-bending challenges push the players to their limits, it becomes clear that everyone has secrets and the past won't stay buried forever. I hope I get around to this one because I am intrigued. I do love the series. So these are the 7 books I'm going to try and read in the month of June. Let me know if you've read any of these and what your thoughts are. I am very excited for basically everything on this list is something I'm very in the mood for right now, so I am looking forward to all of this. Anyway, thank you for watching today's video. Thank you to all my now 175 subscribers. Thank you all to the people who comment, like, subscribe, anything. I enjoy conversing with all of you. It's so fun. So thank you to everyone who has stuck around. And I'll see you next time on my channel. Bye!